Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Xah Talk Show. We are going to deep dive into the source code of YouTube download. Because I'm concerned, I don't want to see anything nasty, like virus or phone home. So this is open source, but nobody really checks the source code. And I am going to do it. So let me show you. So today's talk show, you can see, so there's a command to download YouTube or videos on Twitter. Any videos on Twitter, YouTube, or other websites, Rumble or others. And it's has a kind of long history. So originally YouTube DL, then someone forked it because at one time a few years ago they removed Stack Overflow. GitHub removed the account or something like that. Okay, so there's a lot of things you don't know what's going on. So if you're gonna use this command, you have to check the source code. Okay, a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, we did, maybe 3 weeks ago, we did a video talking about this thing. But today, we're going to actually look into the source code because I really want to use it. And I don't want to just, for example, YouTube download, okay? Okay, so this, I don't want just to run a command. I want to see exactly what is the code doing, okay? To make sure it's safe, then I can use the command. So if you are watching this offline, play at 1.5 speed and skip, okay, because I ramble. If you are here, say hi, okay? Love to see your comments. So let's begin. YouTube download. So here's a command. So the latest version fork is yt-dlp, okay? And here is the GitHub page. Let's turn on JavaScript so Google knows where you are, what you're doing. And Microsoft, we also know. So, okay, so there is a code. Am I all good? Let's see. Okay, hold on a second. Check one more time. Video check, audio check. Okay, I'm good to go. Wait, there is okay, that's good. So yeah, let's put this here so I can see. So okay, so first of all, I want to download some of my Twitter live stream I did on Twitter. So for example, this one, Twitter is getting, they used to show a thumbnail, but now it's hidden, so you don't see it. So this is about TikTok, Redbook, China, and racial tensions in USA. I did this one in January. So, but, I didn't find a way on Twitter. Like, I think you are supposed to be able to make your video downloadable. But I checked the options. I didn't find a way. But anyway, so this one is already uploaded and there's no options to download the video. So I want to download it. So first of all, I'm going to try to check this manually to see if look at the source code. Then we are going to look at the source code of the YouTube download, okay? So git YouTube download, I already, a month ago, I did git clone the project. So you can see all the source code here. So that's what we're gonna look into, this dev script. So this source code, like, we're gonna go as far as I can. And there are like few thousands lines of code or something. Okay, so first of all, my goal is to download this video. So how can I do it? So let's see, Shift Control I. Okay, wait, okay, so Shift Control I, that's a source code. No, let's Control U. Let's get the HTML source code first. Okay, close. So okay, so let's new, and let's save this XX, today's date, Twitter, okay, .html. Copy, go back here, paste the link. So we got a link. That's a raw source code. Let's see. Wow, it's actually this page doesn't exist. You know, so here's the source code. We're gonna make a backup. Let's look at what so you see it's a long HTML. So I'm just going to explore the way I usually do. Okay, so I'm not like directly focused on getting that video, but that's what I want to do. But meanwhile, I'm gonna look at the code, find anything interesting. That's how I usually go about. So you see, first, because this way, I mean, that's just my habit. Okay, so you can observe what is what people are doing with the technology, the style. Like they are using all kind of frameworks. So you got this incomprehensive fuck. So I'm just gonna look into. Okay, so first of all, so you got this. So let's do format. Okay, format them. Error formatting. Why is that? Expected close tag. Okay, this is a bad. It's obviously invalid HTML. Most of them are. So, but why can I? But why cannot I format it? Syntax error. Expected close tag at line 342. So, so you just got this script now. Okay, this obfuscated fuck created by late millennial fuckheads with the frameworks and all that shit. And they sometimes, oftentimes they are intentionally done so not because they need to. What they want to do is like track where you are looking, track how much you scroll on a page, how much time you stay on there, track your location, your IP, of course, obviously, track your whole browser's fingerprint, so-called, like what kind of font you support, what operating system you are on, what window size, what browser you are using, so they can identify you. That's why you see this crap, okay? And the open source fuckheads and the open source idiots, they just, the tech nerds, they just follow it. They say, oh, look at the latest the framework. This is so cool, and it's open source. We need to use that. And the CSS templates, that's how you get this, okay? So, like, even if you are a top expert in HTML, in CSS, in JavaScript, or C, you look at the code that million lines that like you cannot understand the thing. That's intentional, kind of indirectly intentional. That's why we get this situation. Okay. Now, okay, so let's. So I have a command Xah HTML format buffer format to multi lines, so that will make it readable. You see, this is written in Emacs. Okay, so let me show you. So you got HTML format buffer and you got HTML format to multi-lines. So you see now, it's readable. Now if you undo, go to the top, it's unreadable. Okay, now go back. So now it's readable. Now that command is this in Emac Lisp. Okay, so that is the command that makes it readable. Then, but there is another command. Let me show you in Xah HTML mod. This command will actually call the deno. Okay, deno, which is the JavaScript engine. Fantastic. I highly recommend it. It's created by the same guy who created Node.js. He created, Ryan Dahl. He created Node.js about 15 years ago, around 2008. Then, after 2 years, he let it go. He let the other guy, a scum, to run it. Okay, then it got corrupted. That's why every time you run Node.js, 1,000 libraries, you install one library, 1,000 comes in. That guy is a fuckhead. He's a scum. Okay, in my opinion, a serious scum. So let me digress. Let's just ask Grok. So AI is being super powerful. Grok now is on. So if you go to, okay, let me show you a few things. Okay, go to Linux tutorial. Wait. Okay, so go to search AI chatbots. So Grok today is free. There's a website, grok.com, so you can go there and ask it things. It's one of the best. So we're gonna ask, but I'm just gonna use the Grok in Twitter. So who is the leader of Node.js? Okay, there's this guy, a scum. Operates under the governance of something, blah, blah, blah. No, I want the guy. So Ryan Dahl is the creator. Okay, then there is this Isaac Schluter. Okay, that guy is a scumbag. Now, I don't have much detail about that, but that's just my impression. Okay, by the way, this is just my opinion. Okay, back to, so I highly recommend Deno. Okay, Deno is a new thing. So hold on. Okay, so let me copy. So AI chatbots. This is all the AI chatbots you can use free. There are so many today, and do not use whatever bundle with Microsoft. Okay, I uninstall it, like the Microsoft. Okay, I'm gonna digress all over. So Windows sucks. Why use Windows sucks? This is a collection of every problem of Microsoft Windows, and then one of them is this Windows Copilot. You uninstall it, and by next month it came back. So I uninstall it right away. Don't use it. So if you want AI bots, Grok, I highly recommend. However, the Grok image generation is no good. For image generation, you want to download Flux. Okay, I haven't done so, but that's gonna be, I'm gonna live stream it in tomorrow or next coming. So I'm gonna in the next live stream also, I'm gonna install Flux, and I'm gonna also install DeepSeek from China. That's a good one. So you want to install them locally on your machine, because you don't want to rely on the server, because especially for DeepSeek, when you install it on your local machine, it doesn't have censorship. But if you use the website, usually there's lots of censorship. So DeepSeek Flux, great for image generation. Okay, actually we digress so much. I need to go faster. Okay, AI bots and Microsoft Windows Copilot sucks. Uninstall it right away. This commercial, like usually, they are very bad. So we back to looking at the source code. So there is a Deno format. So HTML, Xah HTML format buffer, and it's calling Deno. Okay, so you can see, but Deno failed because I just tried to press the key. It says syntax error, expected closing tag. So the Deno formatter somewhat expect at least somewhat valid HTML. So this HTML from Twitter is completely fucked. I don't think they actually have a body. Let's see, all the script tags, it's like everything is generated dynamically. Okay, there's so much script tags, script. Okay, then SVG, let's see. So let's look at the source code. Link. What are these? Link, cross origin. These are JavaScript, like 10,000 JavaScript files by these frameworks, late millennial Zoomer fuckheads. Why do they do that? Because these corporations, they do it for money. They don't care about nothing else. But meanwhile, they say, oh, it's open source. They make you guys, they deceive you guys, so you guys promote it. So like the entire, this is technology, this programming, all this code is technology. But is it necessary for them to become this unreadable? No, it's not really necessary. It became this way because these money greedy fuckheads doing it and create deception so that you Zoomer idiots and late millennial, you hackers, you think open source, that you promote it, you help them spread. They are open source. This is this framework is open source, but the corporation is not open source at all. They have 1,000 patents, 1,000 lawyers, Facebook, Google, Amazon, Microsoft. So they create this lie. So for you guys, you think you are a great hacker, you ethical, you are open source only, but you help them spread the entire infrastructure of programming, coding to the programming industry. So anyway, let's go back to so let's go back to how do I get the video. Okay, so click on that.
Hello guys.
I don't want to copy video, so click on that, inspect. Okay, let's see if I can get the video. So many comments. Okay, so I'll read the comments later. So you can see this is basically, ultimately, you want to find the source URL of the video. Okay, so this incomprehensible. You see this CSS? Okay, that's not big enough. Let me magnify. Okay, you see this CSS? They are. Let me tell you what they are. They are called Atom style. Okay, that's not big enough. Okay, so What's new? Shut the fuck up. You see these incomprehensible machine-generated names. Okay, React root, React from Facebook, open source, non-script. Okay, so background color, black, so body. So I want to know where is the video source. Okay, then you got keyboard shortcuts. Okay, then you got what the fuck is this? Play selected video. Okay, space. What is this? Area hidden. Area is for supposedly the disabled people, which is a complete fuck up. You know, they don't actually help nothing. But the tech geekers, the open source says, oh, you need to support that because for the blind or the hearing disabled. But they are actually fucked up in so many ways. You know, they create this, you know, muck. So data at shortcut keys, n is new. So send, post, delete. Okay, so what is, so this is dive. The equals to LTR. What is the attribute? I didn't know there's a the attribute in dive. Okay, so let's ask work. Is there a the attribute in HTML dive tag, dive element? Yes, the attribute is a valid attribute for the dive element. It is a global attribute. Oh, meaning it can be used on any HTML. The attribute specifies the text directory of the element's content. What? Which is particularly useful for supporting languages. Oh, direction. Okay, for direction. Okay. Funny, they have to add left to right. Okay, direction. So this is dive and class, a bunch of class, area hidden, force, data at shortcut keys, that's custom attribute, data at shortcut keys. Okay, so if this element is focused, then these shortcut keys are available. Okay, so xi, so more. So let's see. Okay, that dive element, but what? Okay, then you have a header, so they are embedding. So I suppose each treat is actually a you know, each treat is actually a like HTML page. So you got a header, you got dive. You know, we need to move faster, otherwise we because we never gonna dive into the YouTube download. Okay, so what are we doing? So God, H1 row heading. So what exactly? Then heading, then link, home. What is the actual value? My God, Jesus. SVG view box. So you got a SVG. Now what is this SVG for? Then you got span class, span. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's try go back to here, go back to this TikTok, and let's search for, wait, let's actually, So click on that. I want to go here. Okay. So there it is. TikTok, Red Book, China, and racial tensions in USA. That's a header. So before that is a video. Okay. So let's just let's see. So this is the header, and it's got the dive treat text. Okay. Then above that, that's another wrapper class. Above that, another wrapper. Above that, class. Above that. Okay, so this thing expand. Okay, expand. Expand. Padding bottom. Okay, expand. Jesus. Placement track. Data test ID placement track. Expand. Data test ID video player. There it is. We're getting close. Expand. Data video player. Expand. Padding bottom. Okay. Data video player. So expand. Video component. Okay. Style, height, position. Translate Z. Okay. With video component. Expand. Then height, position. Okay. Then got 1000 nesting dive. Then position relative. Okay. Overflow hidden. Then video. Okay. They actually use a video tag. There it is. Okay. Now right click to copy this element. Okay. So copy element. Let's see what we get. Now back to this. Open a new, paste, and save it. XX date vid.html. Okay, copy it back to Xah Talk Show, and we're gonna paste that here. Link list. Okay, open it. So now we call a command to make it each word by a line, so it's easier to read. So video preload none, tab index, place in line empty, area label embedded video. Okay, then poster. Okay, so this is the the thumbnail. Okay, the video tag got this thumbnail. So you can, let's see if this URL prod fastly US West 1 video pscp.tv transcoding thumbnail periscope play redirect. Okay, now this is a long URL. Now there's a question mark. That means after that is a query. So you got token, quite long. Then you got this, then servers equals to proxy e, and the jest equals to that. Okay, now let's open this URL in Brave browser, because in Brave browser I'm logged in, because if you open this in a browser that's not logged in, you are not gonna get it. So let's try. So, but this is just a poster, so that is just a picture of the thumbnail. It's not an actual video. So let's try it anyway. So tab O B for Brave. Let's see if it works. No? What? Tab O B. open in Brave. Okay, so why is it not? Because it's too long. Let's select it. Tab OB doesn't work, probably too long. So Xah HTML open URL open in Brave. Yeah, it's not working for some reason. Let's do it manually. New tab, paste, go. Oh, it downloaded, it became a JPEG. It became a JPEG and it is just a blank image. What the fuck? You see these nasty things they are doing. You see all this trouble get you a thumbnail of a blank thumbnail. It is not blank, you know, it's not supposed to be blank. It's supposed to be like that. Let's refresh. You know, it used to have a thumbnail, but maybe because this is political issue, so Twitter, you know, kind of censored it somewhat. You never know exactly what's going on. It used to have a thumbnail. So anyway, this poster, okay, that's not what we need anyway. So now let's continue. Style, type, source. Okay, here is the source. Now the source says blob. Now I don't understand, why does the source, what is the, you see there is the blob. I don't understand what is that for. I don't think that's valid. So let's ask Grok, what is the word blob in a HTML video elements src attribute? In the context of an HTML video elements src attribute, the term blob typically refers to a blob URL. Oh, binary large object URL. I didn't know that before. Blob URL. This is a special type of URL that starts with blob : wow, I didn't know that. And points to a binary object stored in memory. Okay. Rather than a file hosted on a server, I see. Blob URLs are often used to dynamically load media content, okay, such as video. Okay, so let's try. Now copy that, go to Brave. Now let's try this. Tab OB. There it is. Okay, so if you try this blob URL, that's a video object. Can you play it? No. Can you save it? No. You see, it's not the actual video. It generated a HTML. Is that right? No, wait. No, never mind. That's just, never mind. So, new tab, paste this blob URL, enter. Your file couldn't be accessed. Okay? It's nasty trickery. So it does not allow you to get that unless maybe you need to have a referral and stuff. Okay, so but if you use Wget, well, you need referrals and stuff maybe. So okay, so far this video tag, yeah, so let's try this again. Inspect. I cannot find the video. Let's shrink. Where are we? So this is the header, TikTok in China. Okay, then you go up. Yeah, don't know where did that video tag gone. So can we search video? Search again, video, meta name. So what is this? Okay, so maybe there, meta name, Twitter image, broadcast, thumbnail, original. So content. Yeah. So search again. Search again. Oh yeah, so this is the search again. Search again. Search again. Now what is this one? Style. So that's just the style. Image, embedded video. Okay, so maybe that is, oh, that's the empty, fuck. Yeah, so next embedded video. Buttons. SVG circle. You see, that's why, it's almost impossible these days if you are trying to find a video. So I think I give up on this manual thing. So, there's a lot, so it takes a lot of time to go through all these. Now, I still don't have a clear understanding of this structure. Okay, so video, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, now this time search for tag video. Okay, no, it doesn't find anything. Tag video, no. So it doesn't search the tag, I suppose. So now search video again. Video space and SRC, no. Before we found the video tag, so where did that go? Yeah, very annoying. So, okay, so that's the manual. I'm trying to download this video manually, but apparently you can't. It's very hard to do today. 10 years ago you can still do that because I've done that on YouTube videos or stuff, but I guess now it's becoming even harder. So that is why we need to close that, that is why we need to use this YouTube download. Okay, so let's see. Close that. Sure. Okay. And also the deno format doesn't work because this is not a valid HTML at all. They, let's double check one more time. So body. Wait, I didn't get the full source code. So let's try again. Control U, okay, that's supposed to be the full source code, right? But no, it ends at script. Oh, I see. Right, so the HTML is not valid, but however, if you run it, the JavaScript inserts the HTML. This is the real actual source code you want. So can we get, so let's copy this entire source code. Can we copy outer HTML? Let's see. Okay, close that. Open this. This is no, not that one. This is the video. This is the source code. Now this is the raw HTML. Go to the bottom. Okay, now select or paste. Now this is the actual generated HTML. Okay, save it. Yeah, this is the actual generated HTML. And okay, so you got, so now let's try the deno format again. Tab F. Successful. Fantastic. Now it's readable. Okay. So we are looking at the generated code for this video on Twitter. Yeah, so now it's much more readable. Fantastic. Now just search for video. Now in Emacs, everything is fantastic. So you can clearly see what's going on. Video, okay. Let's magnify this so you can see. So now it's very clear what's going on. Now where is the video tag? Now is there any actual video tag? Because we saw it before. Close that. Search again. Video less than the video tag. Oh, there's no video tag. Wait, I saw that before. Didn't we? Yeah, so we saw this video tag. What's going on? Let's search for preload. Okay, search for preload. So there's these occurrences, but you see, very interesting. You do not see a video tag at all, but we saw it before. That's probably because we didn't click play. So now let's try click play. Play. Hello guys, just random chat. I'm on my smoking break. Can you see me? Okay, so now we played. They probably changed, the JavaScript probably changed the source code. So now we need to do the source code again. So right click, inspect, okay. Now go to the top and copy this entire thing. Let's see, copy outer HTML. I never know exactly what's the difference. So now select all, delete, paste. Okay, so now we got it, save it. Now search for the preload. looks very different than before. Okay, now search for video. Exactly. So now exactly they are different. Now let's do deno format. Okay, tab F. So now it's easier to read. Deno format is very industrial, so doesn't matter how complicated, how obfuscated HTML and CSS and JavaScript it will format it well. This is tab F, Xah HTML format buffer. If you want this code, you go to this URL showing browser. There's a source code. You need to have Deno installed. Okay, so that's for you Emacs users. This could be useful. Okay, so Nick, hi Nick. So Nick explained what is the blob. Blob is any binary objects. It's so you don't necessarily try to read the whole thing in memory. Okay. So anyway, that's Deno format. I mean, yeah, fantastic. Okay, so you can. So now let's look at video. Search for all video word. Okay, we started to see video player, and there it is, the video tag. You see this nasty fuck. So only when you click the play, then the HTML changed. Then the video is actually there. So you got the video tag. You see. Okay, you see the word here. That's the end tag. Where's the beginning tag? There. Okay, so jump to that line. There is the video. Okay, so now add a new line. There's the video. So this poster and source, they like before. So we found this source, but if you open it, it won't work. New tab, paste, no. Okay. So what we do, now we can try to re-get this thing. I don't think it'll work. So that's why. So okay. So now we know we are at the dead end. Okay. So now close this. We try to manually get this URL, won't work eventually, but we learned the blob URL. We learned a few things. The blob, and also only when you click play, then the video tag showed up. Okay, so now that's that. Okay, it's already 50 minutes. Okay, so now we need to start to look into the source code of the Git directory, YouTube download. Okay, now we need to look at the source code. Okay, let's continue. Okay, why not? Let's just continue. So take a break. It was a big controversy when GitHub banned the original project. Yes, for some reason, many reasons in the deep state, like maybe someone in the deep state told GitHub, they told Microsoft. GitHub is owned by Microsoft today, of course. So they told, them, you need to remove this thing. Then there's some resistance, of course. Some workers at GitHub, maybe they are pro open source, but eventually they will fail, of course, because these open source idiots, they don't know a thing how society works. So, but then it got removed. Then of course there are other open source fanatics. They make a fork. They already have, so then so it's like a perpetual fight. A perpetual fight. The tech geekers can never win, basically. So ACP says I usually first play the video and observe the network tab. Oh, that's a nice tip. Oh, that's a nice tip. Okay, so maybe we can try that. He polarized JavaScript on the back end. Site crime. Hello, Breno. Left to right. Emacs on Windows is so slow. No, I don't think so. Are you trying to rewrite? No, I'm not trying to rewrite. I'm just trying to understand. I'm just trying to make sure the code doesn't have any nasty things. But this is gonna take an hour or two. Okay, so let's take a break and continue. But before we do that, let's try the network tab. Okay, Control-Shift-I to turn on the JavaScript console, and then click on the network. Okay, and complicated. Okay, now let's try refresh it. 1,000 objects. It's downloading 1 million objects. JavaScript fuck. Okay, then go back here, click play, and let's see what is doing what.
Hello guys,
chunk
random chat. I'm on my smoking break. Can you see me?
You see this chunk.
I should stop smoking. But anyway, let me just talk about something random because I want to start to do live stream on X.
You see, instead of a video source code, you got this chunk TypeScript. Very interesting. It's actually TypeScript. So is it? I mean, .ts is TypeScript. So how do they? So they embed request URL. So they embed the video, like a fraction of the video, in TypeScript. Is that what it is? Let's see, what is this TS? Oh, you downloaded chunk. Okay, let's look at, go to download directory, refresh.ts. So this chunk is part of the video.ts. It is not TypeScript. It's a binary blob. Okay, but why do they name it .ts? I don't know. Okay, so this is a binary blob. It's probably something you can just play. So that's one of the, that's how they prevent you from downloading anything. Okay, so anyway, so let's go back. Let's see. So you got this .ts chunk and client event JSON. One complete fucked up fuck. Okay, so that's why this YouTube download is so complex. Git YouTube download. Okay, so yeah, so we need to look into that. This chunk is not helpful. Oh, so Zerka says YouTube download not working. Okay, thank you for trying that for me, because I didn't try it. Okay, so if you I think I trust what you are saying. YouTube download on Twitter is not working. So you see, it's a perpetual fight. They trick the code to prevent you from downloading, and the open source guys try to fix it. I guess right now it's not working. So okay, so since you said that, let me try it, because I don't want to try it, because before I look at the code, I don't want to try it. But it's like there's 0.1%, there's something nasty, because very few people, like almost nobody, actually look at the source code. You just do YouTube download update, then the new version comes to your computer, then you just run it, trying to download something, then who knows what it's doing. So yeah, well, I don't want to try it. So you guys try it, okay? Put the virus in your computer. Let me show you the URL, okay? Let me show you the command. So, wait, that's YouTube download. That's the old one, so it become very complicated. So what you want is this one, okay? CYTD. C stand for command. CYTD. Okay, so that YouTube-DLP. Okay, so ID, keep video, extract something, and the video is this one. Okay, so that's a command you guys can try. Or, the original, another complexity is that, let me show you the treat, okay? The treat of that video is this one. Okay, copy, it used to show as a thumbnail, but now it doesn't. I don't know why. I was afraid. I'm afraid it's censorship, because it's kind of, politics related. So that's why I decided to not to talk about politics too much, because so anyway, this, you can try the video directly, the URL, or the Twitter post. I suppose it won't work. Should I try it? Nah, I'm not gonna try it without looking at the source code first, okay? Now, to look at the source code means it'll take like 2 hours. Let's see what. Okay, so okay, so now let's okay, so which one is the main? I suppose this one. Okay. Okay. You don't even know which one it begins. Okay. So yeah, so to look at this will take actually a few hours. Download the extractor. So, and I'm not familiar with the Python framework, so you kind of also need to look up the structure, the okay, so but what is it originally? Like, the first question is, when you run this command, yt-dlp, first of all, that's a Windows binary. So I don't know how do you build a Windows binary from Python. So that's something you look into. So that's the first question. But the first question is, you want to know how, where does the program start to call? So which file? Then, but then you need to know how does Python makes a Windows binary, okay? Then the other thing you want to know is, can we run this YouTube download directly as a Python code? Since it's Python, can you do that, or can you not? Because the tech gets very complicated, so sometimes you may not be able to do it without some sort of building it first. So if you need to build it, then the question is, how do you build it? Like what is involved? So that's why you need to know all these configurations and project fuck. Okay, so today, I think that's it for today. Today we just explored the videos on Twitter source code. Okay, maybe, yeah. So Twitter working, but YouTube gives error. Oh, okay, so it works. So says, why not use eglot and LSP server? Much easier to go to definition. We talked about that yesterday, okay? It says Twitter working. Okay, so so let me just try it. Should I just try it? No, I don't want to try it. Yeah, so this, so that's it for today. We haven't looked into YouTube DLP, yt-dlp. Oh, so there is an instruction. So this this is what you do. So what is the option M? -M in Python 3. The M option is a command line flag used when running the Python interpreter. It stands for module, okay? Allows you to execute a Python module as a script directly from the command line, okay? Oh, okay, so yeah, so it's, but this won't work because Python wouldn't know this module exists. So in order for Python to know that, you have to do something. Okay, so I think that's it for today then. So what do you guys think? Do you guys, so let's just talk random for a while. So do you guys, when you guys need to download a video, what do? I suppose most of you just, just download YouTube download and just run it without worrying too much. Most people just do that, right? Okay, you do not need those special files for modules anymore. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm kind of out of date of, Python, especially the Zoomers, these frameworks, these config files, the YAML and stuff. But I've been coding Python since like 15 years ago. Oh, okay. So yeah, so you guys just run the code. But so my question is, are you guys not afraid something nasty went into that YouTube download? Like, how do you know? Because usually when you download YouTube or something, it doesn't work. It asks you to update, so you update. so how can you be sure that there's no something nasty in the code, some virus? Because when you run it, just just install virus to your computer, you never know. So in the old days, in the 90s, the hackers, we usually you look at the source code, or you run a network trafficking program, wired shock wired or something. Yeah. So but do you actually do it, Nick? I don't think you do, because I think you are comfortable with the establishment, right? So you either you run a network sniffing stuff, which is very complicated. Then you need to know IP, the whole TCP/IP infrastructure. So that's another thing. That's another thing, like looking at the source code. Because you need to understand the whole packets and stuff to know what it is actually trying to do, to know if it actually downloaded some virus to your computer or send your photos to Microsoft. The other option is use other website, like the Xah suggestion. That sucks. Okay, never go to a website that says download Twitter video, download YouTube video. Actually, you can do that, but if you do that, that means somebody else, this YouTube download or Twitter download website, knows what you are downloading. Okay, so normally that doesn't matter. So what? So but the thing is, they know you are downloading. They know what videos you try to download, which means, well, I mean, it doesn't mean much, because when you watch a video on Twitter, Twitter already knows you are watching it, right? But I mean, so it just means, someone else then knows that you downloaded video. And also, when you use these other, web services to download video, you never know what they embed into the video. You see, you cannot be sure. Whatever, little things, like especially today, the video format is very complicated. Unless you have been a video format professional, then but you never know what's going on. So there's lots of these issues. Okay, that's it for today. Use a immutable distro so nothing can mess up the roots. Oh, that's interesting. I haven't heard of that. So which, for example, what is an immutable distro? Let's ask Grok. Immutable Linux distro. Okay, it's a type of Linux operating system designed with a core system that is read-only and cannot be modified during normal use. This immutability means that base operating systems such as directories, user being libboot are locked. Okay, now, okay, yeah, okay, so you just lock those directories, and what else? Key benefit trade-off. Okay. Now, examples, that's what I want to know. Examples of immutable Linux distro. Fedora Silverblue, okay. OpenSUSE, macOS, Ubuntu Core, okay. Okay. NixOS, okay, that's the one I heard recommended. NixOS. If I gonna switch to Linux anytime soon, okay, maybe it'll be NixOS. Yeah, so I don't want, so yeah, that's good. But basically it's just locking up this being user directory, so that's not too much. It's not something like new technology, so yeah. So okay, Rudy says no, that's not what I'm saying. That what I'm saying is that you have to check, okay, because you can never be sure. So, goddamn, why not full screen window? I use Nix. Okay, Nix is good. San Francisco. GUIX. Well, that's a GNU version of Nix. Okay, that's it. I don't know much about that. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Another option, Marcin Wojcik. I record the screen with my phone. That's poor man's technology to download the video. Okay. Okay, that's it. Bye, guys. Bye. We shut down. So, I got so many to-dos. So for my next live stream, there's so many. So I still haven't looked at the YouTube download. So I still need to do that. So maybe that'll be another video live stream. Okay. Today we just look at the the video code. Yeah, so it's a lot to do. Donate. Okay, go to kasadi.info. Oh, it has to execute Google JavaScript. I didn't know. So let's look at the what kind of files it include. Okay, so let's demo the power of Emacs. So we are in YouTube download directory. Now let's start PowerShell. Okay, not Emacs shell, PowerShell. Now Xah PowerShell the interactive abbrev, because I have 100, 200 abbreves, I don't remember, so I can call Xah interactive abbrev. If you want that code, it's on the web. Okay, so now let's search for JavaScript files. Let's see what we found. Okay, none. Why not? Wait, there's no JavaScript file. So let's try TS. No. Let's try PY. Yeah, lots of Python files. So why is it calling Google JS? You mean dynamically? I don't know. But anyway, there's no JavaScript files. So there are about 1,000 files, all Python. Okay. So you got these. Let's we can look at Twitter extractors. So extractors for 100 different websites. Okay. So what else? Then you got downloader. So what's the difference between downloader and extractor? Okay, so let's search for Twitter. Okay, there is Twitter. Open it. Twitter.py. That's the extractor. Okay, so you need math. Okay, so let's see. So today we just look at the Twitter video code. Now let's look at the extractor and see if something we can recognize. How many lines of code? 1,800. Fuck. Jesus. Yeah, we cannot. Oh, really? That's another nasty thing. So it calls a Google JavaScript dynamically. That's really nasty. Yeah, that's why that's what I'm saying. You have to you have to read the source code to know exactly what it is doing. You don't know what it is doing. And also, the YouTube download and all this open source, you don't know who they wrote it, who wrote them. Like, you just can't be sure, like, these days. They make you think you open source fanatics fuckheads. You recommend all this to your friends, but nobody actually know who is creating this. Like, usually they hide. Like, usually they, like 10 years ago, they pretend they are nice people. They don't want to be an asshole. They want to be like humble. So they don't put their name up there. They just create an account, YouTube download, and they don't create a name, and usually it's hard to find the author. Like, it'll take you 10 minutes if you possibly can find who is the original, who forked this YouTube download thing. Like, you don't know so many things. You don't know. Then that's what happens. So you can look at the commits, like who is committing to the project, and most of them are announced. These open source fuckheads announce. So you can, because why? Because they believe, meanwhile they are open source fanatics like you guys, but meanwhile they are also a non-fanatic, because they are afraid of the deep state. Each one of you is like this tiny, you think you are a freedom fighter, you are afraid of the deep state. So you are contributing to this anonymous fax that makes everything incomprehensible. You think you are doing good, but how do you know these people are actually good? You don't know. That's why sometimes you have big news like this project got hacked, or like there's a secret virus there. You don't know. And these days those news are actually, they don't spread much anymore. Like, you never know what is going on. Okay, bye guys. Well, yeah, but I'm